Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Advancing and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have a great show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So, as you guys know, sports is something that usually, sports, music are things that bring people together. But religion and politics are things that separate people. And we've been seeing a lot of that go on in the sports world, right? Given the political climate that we all live in and the amount of things that are going on in the world, right? It's almost inevitable for you to be a person with a platform to have an opinion on what's going on in the world, right? It's just inevitable. And what you've been noticing is that people who are known as sports people now find themselves dabbling into politics. Now, obviously, you have those that have been doing it for a long time, like Jason Whitlock and others, but there are others that historically were not known for doing that, but are doing that now. Look at the Dan Le Batard show. The Dan Le Batard show. Those guys touch on politics. Nick Wright from time to time discusses politics. Shannon Sharp from time to time. They used to do it a lot on FS1. They do it there. ESPN. They have moments where they do that. And one of the people that's now decided to jump into the political arena is Stephen A. Smith, more so than most of these guys, because most of those guys that I just mentioned are all sports guys, but Stephen A. Smith has made it his business to kind of carve out a lane for himself where he talks about politics, right? Where he has his own show called Straight Shoot, and I'll say the majority of his content is politics, news related. And you know, in the aftermath of all of this, he's kind of stepped on a few toes. The last one where he got a lot of people going after him was during the whole back and forth with the Jasmine Crockett thing. A lot of people turned on him because of that, to the point where he even had to come out and issue a public apology on the show, where a lot of his viewers called him out, like, how dare you, Kapali? Like, you know, so it was pretty messy. So anyway, I guess he's doing this new segment on the show where I guess people call in or they play certain questions from his viewers, right? So one of the questions came in from one of his viewers where they were essentially asking him, hey, Stephen A., do you think that your political commentary may alienate some of your viewers from ESPN? So for those of you who didn't hear his comments, we want to play for you now, and I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to what he had to say here.
Stephen A. Smith, do you ever worry about your fans from ESPN being turned off because of your political views? You ever worry about your sports fans being upset or whatever because of your political views?
No, I don't. But I appreciate the question. It's a damn good one. I don't worry about it because first of all, it's politics, it's not sports. Secondly, I don't bring it to ESPN. Thirdly, and most importantly, I think it's important to remember that I'm a reasonable human being. What I do when I'm talking politics is what I do when I'm doing everything. I let you know how I feel and where I stand based on the facts that I have presented to me. But I'm open-minded to be corrected, which means I'm willing to engage in dialogue. And I'm willing to talk with people and hear what they have to say and why they may feel the same and they may be aligned and in accord with me, or why they may feel differently and they might take it from that place. That's how I am. I'm not one of those dogged, rabid ideologues that's stuck on one position and I'm not moving and I don't give a damn how anybody else feels. If I'm offending anybody or anything like that, that's not how I am. All I'm doing is I research my information. I tell you what I learned, what I know, what I think I know. I articulate those thoughts to you from the honesty and the heartfelt position that I come from. And then I let the chips fall where they may. If I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. If I'm corrected, I'll say I'm corrected. And if I'm right, I'm not budging. And it's just that simple. That's how I look at it. And I think that when you have that kind of attitude, it encourages people. It doesn't turn them off because you're willing to say where you feel, which means you're willing to be open and honest and potentially vulnerable because you have an open mind. You're open-minded enough, rather, to have your mind changed. If the facts or if somebody else's perspective is a bit different than yours and, dare I say, a bit more educated. When you do that, I think it encourages people to engage in more dialogue, which encourages people to watch and listen and talk with you and to you instead of at you. And I think that contributes to making the world a better place. So I don't think it turns people off at all. Matter of fact, I think it turns them on. And I think it's one of the reasons why my audience has grown. It hasn't dissipated. That's where I'm coming from with it. But again, I like the question. It was really, really a good question, okay? And I'm going to say that now that's serious. That's the way I'm going to grade it because I like that question. I really do.
So you heard what Stephen A. Smith had to say. So he's essentially saying that, no, he doesn't feel that. Look, let me just distill it down for you guys. The reason I believe Stephen A. Smith may be saying that is because he is under contract. And whenever you sign in a contract, the money is guaranteed, right? So for the next 4 or 5 years, however long his contract is, he can talk politics and still get paid. Regardless of what happens, he's still going to get paid, right? Now, they could fire him, but they'll still be obligated to pay him. And we've seen instances where people that have been fired by ESPN still got their money. Prime example, Max Kellerman. Max Kellerman was fired, but he was still getting paid the money that he was owed. So, and he's not the only one. There are other people like that as well. So Stephen A. Smith is operating from a standpoint where he has guaranteed income coming in. So maybe that's the reason why he feels like he can't be hurt by it. But for those that don't have guaranteed income, that don't sign contracts that are going to be paying you 3-4 years into the future, then you can absolutely be hurt by politics. Now, what is my take on this? Yes, I do believe that his views are affecting the ratings on ESPN, because the fact is people get so worked up over politics. It's incredible, and I understand it, right? I understand it. People, even me myself, like when I'm having conversations in my day-to-day life, I really get into it, to the point where sometimes my wife is like, can we just change the subject, please? Can we just talk about something else, please? Like, Charles, you're getting too worked up about this show. We're talking about that. So I understand that. Right now, there are different varying degrees of how people handle it. Some people can, some people let you. I mean, from time to time, we touch on some political issues here on our channel, and some people react to it. Some people may unsubscribe. Some people will leave harsh comments on the video, under the video, whatever. Some people will message me on Instagram, hey man, I didn't like what you said about this and this and this. That's how people behave in politics, right? Because it's very polarizing. So there's always a risk of it alienating your viewers. Now, I'm of the mindset that, look, man, the people that follow this channel, by and large, I believe are reasonable people, right? They're reasonable people where they may like our content, but if I give a political view on something, the majority of them may probably, if they decide to disagree with me on an issue, they're not gonna jump ship. Why? Because they know that that's not what I'm talking about predominantly. They know from time to time I'll talk about larger societal issues. But then there are other people that can like our content and hear me give a political take, disagree with me, and understand that, okay, I'm just having a disagreement with the guy, not that I dislike the guy. And then there are others where they could be supporters of the channel, and if I say one thing that they dislike, they're going to unsubscribe. That's the nature of the beast, man. And you just have to be aware of that. And I've come to the conclusion that subscribers aren't everything in the world, man. It's not. Yes, the thing is, you're going to gain people, you're going to lose people, right? You're going to gain people. Some videos we've done, we've had negative subs on it, right? But in the video, I said what I believe. But I am under no impression that, it's not going to have an effect. Absolutely it will. Absolutely it will. It's it's part of the game. If you decide to dabble in politics, there could be a positive effect, but it could also be a negative effect to it all. Hell, the video we produced yesterday on what was it, Megyn Kelly, where I said that I believe she's a racist, some people didn't agree with me. Some people did not agree with me, but others did. But it doesn't matter, because I'm giving you my honest opinion, right? I'm giving you my honest opinion. But I do also understand that, people could react to it negatively. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. And we'll catch you guys on the next show, and I'm out. Peace.